palmistry reading of a particular person whose age is 42. We would be reading his hand. The first thing that comes to my mind regarding the palm is that the hand appears to be a little bit bulky. Bulky means that the fingers are thick with a strong bones in the fingers and the palm, and at the same time good padding over the mounts, and specifically under the mount of Venus. See, whenever a person has got a strong fingers and strong palm in general, it means that those people generally have a better hold over people, money, and resources. These are the basically main thing. And with less resources, they are able to do bigger things. With lesser money in their pocket, they are able to do bigger things in their life. And in difficult situation, they are able to even in difficult situations, they are able to handle those difficult situations with ease. So this is basically the main thing. If you notice very carefully, the money line, this is basically the money line reaching the mount of Saturn. Saturn is for money, possessions, wealth, wisdom, responsibility, and being grounded. So, a money line that originates on the mount of Moon. This is the area of mount of Moon. Moon is the area of trading activity, service industry, public appreciation. So, anything to do with public appreciation, those are the things that are likely to benefit this particular person. Staying far away from their birthplace would also be an added advantage. Staying in a foreign country would bring more money to them. Staying or unknown people are somehow going to help them in much better way, and specifically female related work also can help them. And so it's not one particular area that we can pinpoint that this is going to bring success, but there could be multiple areas which I've just mentioned: trading activities, service industry, and these things. And moneyline originating on the mount of Moon brings betterment after marriage, and specifically from women. After marriage means after from women or after having a daughter. And even if they listen to their mother, because Moon is also related to motherly feelings. So help from mother or sister as well can be an added advantage to them. So sometimes what we do is that we say that we know our work much better than our mother or sister, and we generally don't listen to them, and we basically ignore their advice. So I would say that try to listen to the advice given to you by uh, by your mother. Those are going to bring much better by a much better result to you. Now we just take a look at the age right now where the person is. This portion, this is the money line, this is the headline, and this is the heart line. So this intersection of the head and the money line, this age is 35. So this age on the money line is, this portion of the money line is before the age of 35, and this intersection, this is the money line and this is the heart line. So this intersection is age 53. So this is the portion where the person is between the age of 35 and 53. So somewhere in the middle is age 44. So somewhere in the middle is age 44, and you would notice that there are few, this is the heart line, and there are few branch like things that are hanging downwards from the heart line and crossing the money line. So these are little bit negative. So all these lines remain somewhere till the age of 44. You would notice that this is the heart line, and these branches that are cutting somewhere in the middle, this is age 44. Beyond the age of 44, there are no cuts. So in that way, I would say it is a better sign, and better possibilities emerge after the age of 44. Right now, the person mentioned that the person is age approximately, the person mentioned the age is approximately 42. Now, it's a general perception that people think that money line would tell about the money aspect, the whole money aspect. It is not necessarily that money line is the only place to look for money. You can also look for money on the lifeline as well. This is the lifeline. Upward lines pointing towards the area of Saturn uh, basically signify luck. This is the area basically of this is the area of luck. This is the lifeline, and upward lines pointing towards the mount of Saturn are always considered to be good lines. It basically signifies luck happening to this particular person during that particular portion of life. So this portion where these upward lines can be seen is after the age of, probably after the age of 35 to 50s. That's the rough estimate, I would say, that portion of life the person is likely to have good result. And apart from that, one more thing is taken into account. See, each and every line can tell something or the other about the money aspect. This is the lifeline, and you would notice there are a few upward lines pointing towards the mount of Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is for administration, religion, politics, and honor. Upward lines, or the lines originating from, this is the Jupiter, lines originating from Jupiter join into the lifeline or the headline. This is the headline. If they join into these lines, it signifies that the person is basically growth oriented. The person wants expansion. Jupiter, being a big planet, always means expansion and growth in one's life. Although these lines are joining at the earlier portion of one's life, but the effect of these lines remain throughout one's life. This is considered to be a good aspect. The second good aspect is that the lifeline. The lifeline, bigger the semicircle it has, it is considered to be good, because there are two planets within the lifeline. This is the area of Mars. Mars is a red planet. Red means anger, aggression, and fire. And this is the area of Venus. Venus is a very warm planet. It brings warmth, energy, stamina, vitality, and desires. So a person who has got a big surface area, big semicircle means big surface area to both these mounts. It signifies more fire within the person and more fuel within this particular person. So a person who has got high amount of energy levels, stamina, and fire, the chances for their success increases. So this is for success. Whenever we have to look for success, we look at the Venus area. Venus, if well padded, because this is a well padded area of Venus, this basically signifies that the chances are that the person has got huge amount of desires. A person who has got huge amount of desires is likely to work whatever desires the person is having. So desire for good food, desire for good clothes, desire for good house. So they are going to work for it, and the people who are going to work for it are likely to be able to achieve those things. He also mentioned, he also had a question regarding property. Now, to look for property, if there are triangle-like formations on the lifeline, those are considered to be good sign as far as property is considered. On the money line also, if there are small square-like formations close to the line of life, even those are considered to be good sign for property. The other good sign for property is that there should not be too many crisscrossing lines over the mount of Mars. If there are too many crisscrossing lines, the chances are that the person would not be able to have good returns from property. But we don't find too many crisscrossing lines. There are few lines, but that we can basically ignore. It's not like that it's going to affect this particular person. If there are too many and very, very strong lines, only then we consider them to be negative. Otherwise, these are barely small kind of negative aspect. He also wanted to know regarding children. Now, for children, one area is considered, this is the area of your love. Venus is also for love energy, stamina, and vitality. So person who has got prominent mount of Venus are the ones who want a big family, and they are only happy if they have a big family and many children. It could be children, it could be pets, or anything as such. So people who have a good prominent Venus, their desire for children basically increase. This is one aspect. But they basically, people who have desires are going to work towards it. But sometimes it also, if a planet is super good, it also plays in a negative way as well. What happens is that their taste increases, and if the taste increases, they might not be very, they might be too selective in selecting their partner. So that is one thing. And they could have multiple partners as well. The amount of Venus could also mean desire for uh, desire for lots of love and beauty. So those things are there. So, so even at an old age, these people can have children. It's just that they need to find somebody and get them. And chances are that the person would be able to find a partner because of their attractiveness and because of their energy levels and stamina. The partner, what partner look for is energy and stamina. And if a person has got energy and stamina even at an old age, they can still have children. So normally what happens is that if supposing this area of mount of Venus was very flat and no padding over it, the desires of the person dips. But in this case, that there's a good padding over the amount of Venus, so desires remain even at an old age. So even at an old age, these people can have children. The other aspect is that this is the heartline, and heartline doesn't have too many branches over it. The branches that we see are barely visible. In that way, it is good. There are only few branches somewhere out here. These small branches. These are a little bit distractions, uh, and distractions is a little bit negative sign for success. But because these branches are comparatively weak, so that's the reason we can ignore these branches. But the heartline is kind of pointing towards the mount of Saturn. Mount of Saturn is for money, possessions, and wealth. People who have the heartline point towards the mount of Saturn are the ones who target towards money, possession, and wealth, and they value money. People who value money are the ones who can multiply money. People who respect money would not waste money. Now, this person might say that the person might be wasting money. It might be due to a padded amount of Venus, because the person has got huge amount of desires and love and desire for beauty and desire for good clothes and all these kind of things. Probably he might be spending on those, but at the same time, as the person is growing older, the person would be wise and would be good at managing money. So they would be good at managing money if they are working for somebody, and they would be good at managing money if they are doing their own work as well. Now, when the amount of Venus is prominent, the desire for food increases. So if they are in the food line or they're in the clothes line, those are the things that basically they love to do. So they can have much more prosperity if they do something that they love to do. You would also notice that there are few upward perpendicular kind of lines, although they are comparatively weaker. Weaker lines means weaker set of skills, but many perpendicular lines basically signify that multiple set of skills the person might have. Even one single line is good enough for success, but having multiple lines means the person is sharpening too many multiple set of skills. So even one set of skills is good enough. It's not that you need to have too many skills, only then the person can be successful. As far as the sun line goes, sun line is basically the career line. Now the sun line, this is basically the sun line, and this is going somewhere towards the third finger. This is the third finger that we are talking about. Now the sun line is the line that depicts how much energies we are giving to our work. Some people call them as the luck line, some people call them as the name and fame line. I call them as how much energies you are giving to your work. So this is the line that we are going to refer to. This is the headline and this is the heartline. So this portion is age 35, this portion is 53, this is after the age of 53. So the sun line is reasonably okay. If it was a little bit darker, I would have said that the person is giving huge amount of energies to their work, but there could be small amount of lacking of how much energies the person is giving to his work, and that's the reason why there could be limited amount of success. Now we are taking a look at the left hand. In the left hand and the right hand, the hands are almost similar. The upward line that we talked about in the right hand, this is the lifeline, upward lines from the lifeline. towards the Saturn mount, luck lines. So on both the hands it is showing up. So probably this particular age, the person that the age the person is traveling in, this could be a productive portion of one's life. This is the sun line, and somewhere at the age of 40, 43, 44, there are few changes that are likely to happen, and this V-like portion is pointing towards two fingers. This is the sun line, and this is branch like thing, and we don't think V is for victory, but V is considered to be a good sign pointing towards a finger. And specifically what happens is that energies from the finger kind of get accumulated somewhere out here. So this portion where energies enter the finger and they enter the palm. Entering the palm means entering your life, and these energy or light entering your fingers get accumulated out here. So this portion of life becomes a prominent area. So somewhere close to the age of 42, 44, things happen and good things are likely to happen. A little bit negative sign that we see on both the hands is that somewhere this is the lifeline, and there are few downward lines pointing towards the mount of moon. So lines that are pointing towards the mount of moon, these branch like things, could bring restlessness, but these things are happening after the age of 55, 60, and this is showing up in both the hands, restlessness or health loss or wealth loss. So any of these things might get applied in his life, but that's a later portion of life. In general, I would say that this is a reasonably very good hand. The only thing that the person needs to do is try to energize their work, and in every way this hand is good for service or business, whatever they wish to do. It can, in both ways it's good. As far as children goes, sometimes it is said that if there are branches towards the end out here, it's considered to be a good sign for children, but we don't find those branch like things somewhere out here. But it's not one area there that we have to look for children, it's in general we have to look at every area to come to the final conclusion. People who have a good Venus are likely to have many children. I can't feel the hand. See, because the person is far away, I can't feel his particular hand, and because we can't feel his hand, we can't know how it feels. If it is very soft, extremely soft, the person could be extremely lazy. Because of the prominent Venus and because of extra softness, the person could be extremely lazy. But laziness doesn't mean that the person is unsuccessful. The person could be doing mental work and not physical work, and still making good amount of money. So high position, honor is there, luck lines are there, high energy is there, good amount of fire, practicing detachment. The branchless heart line means detachment. Detachment doesn't mean not loving money or detaching yourself from your family. It does not mean that. Detachment is a very higher state that the person is in. It means being in the moment without having expectation of the outcome. So people who are like that can be extremely successful. Stress doesn't affect them, and they are able to concentrate on their work, and that's the reason why they are successful. So I would say continue to do something that you have been doing, something that you specialize in. That's where your success lies. It's not that only if you have got good Venus, you can only be good at something to do with food line or luxury line. It can be in any line. You can apply these energies and stamina and be successful. I would end my video by saying that it's a good hand, and just concentrate on your work that you have been doing and you will be successful. Be patient. Thanks and bye and take care.